We have heard and we have read three very stern pronouncements of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَمَنْ لَمْ يَحْكُمْ بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْكَافِرُونَ وَمَنْ لَمْ يَحْكُمْ بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْفَاسِقُونَ وَمَنْ لَمْ يَحْكُمْ بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْكَافِرُونَ. And I said that if you look to the Muslims of today, most of us, they come under the judgment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What's the way out? What can you do? What can I do? How to absolve ourselves of this big charge? Well, I can't change the whole nation, the whole country. So what to do? So there must be some way out. The way out is there. If we decide that we shall all our life, we shall devote our energies primarily to changing this system and establish Islam, then personally it will be a kafara for us. We have not reconciled with the system. We are not cooperating with the system. We are not after money and property and so on and so forth. If we are devoting all our energies, capabilities, all time, except for the little that we need for only subsistence in this world. You need something to eat. You need some roof over your heads. But the minimum subsistence level, we spend our time and money and capabilities only to that level, subsistence level, minimum, and reserve the energies and time and capabilities and everything to establish the deen of Allah, then personally we shall be absolved. This will become a kafara for us. That is the way out. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu la tattakhidhu al-yahuda wan-nasara awliya. Oh, you who believe, don't take the Jews and the Christians as friends. This is a very categorical statement. You can have business relations, you can have good social relations, but friendship is something else. Just as I told you, khulla, وَاتَّخَذَ اللَّهُ إِبْرَاهِيمَ خَلِيلًا. And the Prophet says, لَوْ كُنْتُ مُتَّخِذًا خَلِيلًا لَاتَّخَذْتُ أَبَا بَكْرٍ خَلِيلًا. In the same way, awliya, protector, real friends on whom you depend. And this is categorical. Ya ayyuhallazina amanu la tattakhidul yahuda wan nasara awliya. Ba'duhum awliya ba'd. They are friends to each other. They are protectors to each other. Now about these words, recently it came to my mind that actually when Quran was being revealed, this was not the condition. They were not friends to each other. They have been the Jews and the Christians throughout history. They have been bittermost enemies to each other. Then why is Quran saying this? Wherever the Christians had the authority and power, they persecuted the Jews. Wherever the Jews came into power, even about half a century before the advent of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so many Christians were burnt alive in Yemen by Abu Nawas, a Jew king. وَالسَّمَاءِ ذَاتِ الْبُرُوجِ وَالْيَوْمِ الْمَوْعُودِ وَشَاهِدٍ وَمَشْهُودٍ قُتِلَ أَصْحَابُ الْأُخْدُودِ النَّارِ ذَاتِ الْوَقُودِ إِذْ هُمْ عَلَيْهَا قُعُودٌ وَهُمْ عَلَى مَا يَفْعَلُونَ بِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ شُهُودٌ. To which incident these ayat relate? So they have been bittermost enemies to each other. It was actually a prophecy for this time which was going to come. Jews slowly and slowly eroded the Christian society, entered it from the back door, like viruses. First of all, they divided them into Protestants and Catholics. Then they used the Protestants, they rode over them. The white Anglo-Saxon Protestants, they became the tools in the hands of the Jews. And now recently they have conquered the Catholicism also. When they could extract from the Pope the verdict that these Jews are not responsible for the crucifixion of And now Vatican has recognized Israel. And the embassy of Vatican is going to be established in Jerusalem. And Pope is going to visit Jerusalem. Isaac Rabin, he requested Pope when he was coming back from Washington, going back, I should say from here, going back from Washington to Tel Aviv, and he stopped over in Rome and had an audience with the Pope, and he got a promise that I will come and visit. Now they have conquered. But still they are not friends actually. Jews have conquered them. They are riding them. So this is the condition. But now they are helping each other. For United States of America, safety of Israel is priority number one in everything. Foreign policy, economic policy, everything. Priority number one, and they say it openly now. Now they don't fear to say it and proclaim it. Because after the demise of USSR, now because they are the sole supreme power on earth, they don't fear to say it out openly. So this is the condition which has happened today. These words were prophetic words of prophecy and denoting to our times. Otherwise, at the time of the Prophet, they were not friends to each other. And they were not friends to each other at least for 1,000 years after that. It was after the rise of Protestantism in Europe that they started controlling. وَمَنْ يَتَوَلَّهُمْ مِنْكُمْ, and whosoever from amongst you makes friends with them, فَإِنَّهُ مِنْهُمْ, he is also from among them. Very stern warning from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What is happening today in the Arab world? I need not say anything. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَهْدِي الْقَوْمَ الظَّالِمِينَ. Verily Allah is not going to guide such evildoers.